Hi friends of Futurework. I have a question for you. Look around your organization. Look around at people that you know are very high performing, those that you respect. Is your organization at risk of losing them? Once the marketplace begins to move in a positive direction, are you vulnerable? Are you vulnerable to losing those valuable colleagues or employees? Well, Michael Watkins, the author of First 90 Days and What's Next, says that most organizations are at risk for losing their most valuable employees. In his recent blog entry, Michael talks about a Fortune 100 company that actually has done a very good job at communicating with employees at all levels within the organization. And they've done things right. The key leadership took large cuts in pay. Most of the downsizing was through attrition. They communicated very effectively, and they're well positioned for holding on to their most valuable employees. That's the good news. But the bad news is that there are many other organizations that did not manage the last year or so as effectively. They went into crisis mode. They, did not manage the chaos and the stress as effectively as they might have. And many individuals, particularly in those in leadership, were asked to do very challenging things, and it was kind of demanded that they would just suck it up and deal with it. Well, the reality is, before those folks are going to be able to move on, we need to engage them in the dialogue and let them honestly articulate what they feel. Let them honestly talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. If we don't forge these conversations, those individuals, they see a lot of opportunities out in the world, and once the marketplace begins looking favorable, they're going to move on. They're going to make the assumption that things could or should be better elsewhere. The reality is that most organizations experience a lot of stress, and the notion of the grass is greener is simply that, a notion. But this is a unique opportunity for organizations, for individuals within them, to sit down and have a conversation. I always tell people it is a lot easier to stay at a company than it is to leave and start anew. So here's a unique opportunity. Have honest conversation. Be courageous enough to let people talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly and what they've experienced. And then begin to forge the conversation about what's next, and how they might help you and the organization build a culture of trust and confidence once again.